This excerpt you are about to hear is from the audiobook called I Pushed the First Domino by Bill Eggers. It's a chapter called The Teeter-Totter Analogy Concept. I'm just a stupid computer voice reading it for the author I just mentioned, and his name again for the memory impaired is Bill Eggers. I said memory impaired, well, because Bill really is memory impaired, so we thought that would be a funny thing to say, especially from a child's mouth. He likes to make points, and sometimes be funny. So, he thought a child's voice would be appropriate for me reading this chapter, because it references being a child and growing up, so no, this is all Bill's doing, in making me read his words, and sharing his silly-ass thoughts with you. If you like it, then you can check out his free audiobook about his near-death experience, that he had in 2016. His website, also free, is ndeisreal.com. Okay, now let's hear what really came from his audiobook. I pushed the first domino, the teeter-totter analogy concept. So I have a dear friend, who was not a deer, like as in reindeer, or one like Bambi, or nothing. I have a dear friend who was in a recent discussion with me, one day, and we were talking together about the ups and downs in life, and this is actually what turned into this teeter-totter analogy. Again, I didn't invent the wheel, or this concept. We sometimes, like me, just need a reminder of all the shit. Oops. I said a potty mouth word. Anyway, we forget shit the longer we are here. Children, for some reason, are pretty pure, pretty awesome, and then as time goes by, we are no longer children, and then we become adults. They become us, and we forget stuff. They just have a better concept of the stuff that we're supposed to supposedly know and remember. So picture this, if you will. When I was a small child, I loved visiting the playground. It was a place that had amazing devices that were fun and educational at the same time. As a child, this place is designed for you by invisible people you'll probably never meet called the playground people. The playground people had included this one device that was so important to understand, and it was called the teeter-totter. It was simple. It was fun, just like life can be. Now if you don't know what a teeter-totter is, I'll give you a second to look it up online. You can Google it, DuckDuckGo it, however you want to do it. But I'll give you a basic description. It's this long plank that has an object in the middle of it that it balances on. Now it involves two people, one on each side of the plank, and they go up and down, up and down. We do this together. The cool part of the ups and downs is they are such a representation of life. This device was a sneak peek of what was to come in my world. One day, you're at the bottom, while you see someone on the other end and they're up top. They're having fun, literally. You're having fun, because you did a second ago, but now, not so much fun. The other one, they're up there high on life, while you're down. And if you stay focused and patient, you'll find in a second that you will be up and you will be doing well, while the other person is down. There are times, after a while, when the partner maybe might jump off of the teeter-totter while you're up, and then what happens to you? You come crashing down, due to gravity and physics, designed by our Creator. Now sometimes, the person riding on this metaphor of life with you, looks just like you. Why is that? Because it is you. You often are on a teeter-totter with yourself in this journey. You may not know that, but sometimes you are. You see yourself having fun with the ups and downs. You might be teeter-tottering in a relationship, or with your career, your schooling, your self-worth, or your belief system, or maybe something else. It doesn't matter, but you need to understand that not every day is going to be your best day. As my wife Jamie, she likes to remind me often. This teeter-totter concept can get huge or ginormous, as I like to say, if you want to take it that way. When in life, you need to better know yourself, so you can deal with stuff on your own all the time. You have to know yourself better than anyone else in the universe does. So when you are trying to deal with something in life, you have to decide then if you do it on your own, or do you have someone you love and trust, ride the teeter-totter with you. Maybe that day, they are just helping you, or maybe that day, you are just helping them. If you are dealing with an issue, that is best suited to have yourself on the other side of the plank riding it with you, you just need to remember that even you can at some point, if you want, you can just get off. Maybe, the other you on the other side of the board, tells you to stay on. Many people call this, the inner you. Your inner you, can tell you to ride this storm out. We still need to get some teeter-tottering done, together. We can do this. I believe in my heart of hearts, that we all have an inner spirit in each of us. Again, based on our terminology, it can be called many things. Based on religion, culture, or whatever, it doesn't really matter. We all are, basically, calling it the same thing. 10 different people, speaking 10 different languages, are calling the thing in the room an elephant. So does it really matter what those people use for a word to describe this elephant? No, it doesn't. Thus, the term, the real elephant in the room. Again, this is like tomato, or tomato, you know what I'm saying. As a child, we seem to understand the teeter-totter concept. As we get older in life, however, we forget what we knew as a child. Now think about that. Children understand much more than we give them credit for. The longer we live life, the more we forget. Children get so much more of life in the beginning. They get more of it, they understand more of it. As they get older and think they're smarter, they forget what got them there. They forget about the ups and downs of life. Relationships are funny. When someone says, we are a perfect couple. We are in a 50-50 relationship on everything. My simple answer to that is this, bullshit. That sounds great in theory, but if you were truly 50-50 in stuff, you wouldn't be moving. You would just be standing still. You wouldn't have the excitement of life, the ups and the downs that go with it. Plus, if you want to believe you're in a 50-50 relationship, great. Good for you. All that really means, is that you have someone along with you, on this journey and you're not alone. I get that, I really do. In reality, maybe today, you want steak for a dinner. Your partner wants pizza. So you give them pizza tonight, and they give you steak tomorrow. That can also be called a compromise. But it's still technically an up and down for you and them. Use the terminology that makes you feel better. It's all the same concept. There's nothing wrong with the ups and downs in life. Friedrich Nietzsche, he said something, and I am paraphrasing, there's lots of different ways you can say this thingy. Basically, what he said was, that which does not kill you, only makes you stronger. Nietzsche was talking about the teeter-totter concept. I personally believe, in my humble opinion, the ride never stops going on. Some think that they've had enough fun, so they just want to get off the ride. Kind of like old people, when they get old, they're just ready to go. Some want the ride to end, when they think it's a little challenging. They don't want to stay on. You might call that person a suicidal person. Even as I was getting ready to hit the record button on this, for you, a potential listener, I remember that we get to choose who we're on the teeter-totter with every day. Keep in mind, sometimes the people that you choose to teeter-totter with you, they don't like the teeter-totter the same way you like it. Maybe, they just like to go slow, up and down, up and down. Maybe, you're a thrill seeker, and you like to go fast. That doesn't matter either way, even if you choose yourself on the teeter-totter. Don't give up on yourself, or them, for not liking the way you teeter-totter. My big point is, for you to understand or remember this concept, in that in which I speak of today. We don't control when we're going up and down. We don't control when it ends. We're on this magical contraction on the playground of life. We just have to make the best of the ups and downs with someone's help and our inner self's help, when need be. Only our Creator, who is called by many names, only He knows why, He wants the ups and downs in our lives for all of us. After all, this is His chessboard, regardless of how special of a piece on the board you really think you are, this is His board. This is His game.